Alright, Travis Wingoodsell. I've finished writing an email to John Dehlin as per his request, so I thought I'd share it with you. I won't go into I saw and I'm responding to your email or your reply. So let's see. This has to do with my comments that I gave you clues to Heber C. Kimball's pre-church contact with Joseph Smith Sr. without telling us that they had had contact. As there obviously is way too much information for an email, I'll just give you some of my educational background with one example. I married at Rick's College back in 1992 to a half-Canadian who took me to the land of socialized medicine and free, adorable, cute babies, whom Canada even paid us for. I extended my education at the University of Lethbridge. The feminist movement made it clear I was not to become a school teacher or physical therapist. Physics calculus got me to abandon a career in astronomy, and the CES administrator informed us in the seminary teaching training class that our best bet for a career as a CES instructor was to move to a third world country, or third world countries. So I found philosophy of science, which the institute instructor warned me not to take, for all Mormons lose their testimony, and Thomas Robinson's Bible Studies courses. My final year, the guidance counselor created a dual major with a minor in ancient languages. I didn't bother to correct her that Latin, Greek, and Biblical Hebrew are classical languages, though Biblical Hebrew is actually in the Dark Ages. This is what we grew up believing was all there was from section 131. And so I quote it, leave in all of the footnotes, and include the initial chapter heading and the section summary that Bruce R. did. And then, for those of us who were faithful and obedient, we keep reading into section 132 and find out that as a sealed Mormon, we can commit any sin but murder, marry 10 virgins, and Joseph threatened to murder Emma if she didn't allow Joseph to have sex with other women. So only those of us who are faithful and obedient, who know of this dark secret that contradicts the official declaration and the Book of Mormon in 4 locations, we then make the assumptive leap that polygamy will be restored in the millennium with Jesus Christ sitting on his throne in Jackson County, Missouri, and the wicked destroyed. The church then puts out their gospel topics essays, and publicly admits the secret they tried to keep secret, even if destroying Mormon lives who obediently read their scriptures. This confession lost about 10 million in active membership for believing the church is now telling the truth, not just about Joseph's polygamy, but also raping a 14-year-old girl is true. No Mormon or ex-Mormon ever does their own research to find that section 131 and section 132 are just 2 months apart, or check the now released Joseph Smith papers to verify that 131 contains what it claims to contain. Since 132 makes it blatantly clear in Bruce R's chapter heading that its doctrines and principles were known to Joseph since 1831, no Mormon or ex-Mormon checks the Doctrine and Covenants Wikipedia page to find that sections 131 and 132 were not included in the Doctrine and Covenants until 1876, and neither Mormons nor ex-Mormons check to find out if there was the year before it was the year before Brigham Young died. There is a whole lot more, but let me cut to the chase. Did Brigham Young, as a good and righteous man, cover up the perversions of Joseph Smith to keep the illusion to Mormons that Joseph's church is still the same? What a good guy. Obviously no, for Brigham claimed he was now publicly implementing what Joseph was secretly doing. It was the church that re-emerged from the Edmunds-Tucker Act and Reed-Smoot hearings that began to cover up Brigham's lies and cover-ups and historical and doctrinal alterations about Joseph that they did not know was all a lie from Brigham and Company. But in so perpetuating, yeah, I got it right. But in so perpetuating the lies, cover-ups, and historical and doctrinal alterations, the church couldn't organize it to be believable, with future technologies that expose what faithful and obedient Mormons discovered from reading, pondering, and praying, but still couldn't get a satisfactory answer. Polygamy is just one subject in Mormonism, and no man knows Joseph's history, not even Fawn Brody, for none of them do the simple and easy step of confirming, also called fact-checking. And then I put in the Joseph Smith Papers 131. So as to my clue in my comment on your video, it indicates why all the secrecy, lies, cover-ups, and alterations of history and doctrine. And to give you more clues, remember how we all knew about Joseph's unpublished prophecies about the Constitution hanging by a thread and the elders of the church were to save America, or as Benson said, not to be saved in Washington. The Mormon Leaks slideshow, which listed you as a threat to the church, also listed the latter-day prophecies as predictions. And I provide the picture. And here I thought I was born and raised Mormon to believe I was a part of a Latter-day Saint church. Do you know how many more centuries until the latter days are over? So, there you go. So I never really answered his intended question, as he just wanted my thoughts. Needs to be more specific. But yes, I'm trying to lead him into the thought process.